Hi everyone. In our last lecture, we have learned some details regarding NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Today we are going to discuss some details regarding specific NSAIDs. So let's start with the aspirin. In 1899, Felix Hoffmann, a chemist, synthesized aspirin from salicylic acid by the addition of acetyl group. Aspirin is a member of the salicylic acid structural class of NSAIDs. So, aspirin inhibits that cyclooxygenase enzyme irreversibly, while all other NSAIDs inhibit COX enzyme by competing with the enzyme substrate for access to the active site. Let's discuss the metabolism of aspirin and acetylation of cyclooxygenase by aspirin. Aspirin is rapidly deacetylated by esterases in the body producing salicylates. So you can see here this acetyl group is rapidly removed and attached to the cyclooxygenase enzyme. This cyclooxygenase enzyme, which is present actively in our body, the aspirin remove its acetyl group and then acetyl group attached to the cyclooxygenase. Now this active form of cyclooxygenase will be inactivated by this acetyl group. Now this cyclooxygenase enzyme will be acetylated cyclooxygenase enzyme, and this aspirin will convert into salicylic acid, which then perform their function which anti-inflammatory, analgesic, antipyretic. Unlike to the aspirin, all other NSAIDs attach to the COX enzyme reversibly. Aspirin acts as an antithrombotic drug due to irreversible inhibition of COX enzyme. We have two important things which we have to understand. In our blood platelets, the COX enzyme is present, and also in our blood vessels, the COX enzyme is present. And on both sides, the COX enzyme perform their specific function. In our blood platelets, COX enzyme generate proclotting prostaglandin thromboxane A2, and this thromboxane A2 enhances platelet aggregation, while the cells of our blood vessels generate anti-clotting prostaglandin PGI2. The lower doses 60 to 80 mg daily of aspirin can irreversibly inhibit thromboxane production. As we know, the platelets contain no nucleus, so they don't have capacity to generate new RNA. When their COX enzyme are inhibited by aspirin, they couldn't generate thromboxane A2, while the cells of blood vessels generate COX enzyme and provide anti-clotting function continuously. When new RNA will not form, no protein production, no thromboxane A2 will form, and what happened? This function is inhibited. This one is inhibited, but the lining of blood vessel will continuously generate PGI2, which is the anti-clotting prostaglandin. So in this way, aspirin perform anti-thrombotic or anti-clotting function. We will discuss more actions of aspirin in our next lecture. I hope you understand this lecture. Don't forget to subscribe my channel Learn Science with me. Like this video, share it with your friends. Thank you.